Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. So last video I talked about the 5 best fits in free agency for DJ Lemahieu. Today I want to talk about the 5 best fits in free agency for JT Realmuto, the top catcher in baseball. He was traded to the Phillies, and now it looks like they're not going to, well, according to what we're hearing from reports and some of their staff members, that they lost a lot, about 140 to 145 million dollars because of everything that's happened over the past year, and a lot of teams have lost a boatload of money, but it's going to apparently prevent them from re-signing him, and he's obviously going to cost a boatload of money. So he's the top catcher in baseball, in terms of offensive and defensive skill set. And he's clearly one of the top free agents available too, so he will cost money, even if teams are kind of hamstrung. But teams have already been shown a willingness to spend, even though they're doing pretty robust 1-year deals or 2-year deals at a solid average. But if anybody's going to get a 4-year deal, it's going to be somebody like him, or a 5-year deal, it's going to be somebody like him, and probably George Springer and DJ Lemahieu and a couple other players will get at least 4-year deals, in my opinion. And again, he's a good fit in a lot of places. He addresses a lot of need, but he's also 30, which also kind of puts you on the wrong side of 30, unfortunately. So, but I think he'll be okay, and he might be a guy to be able to translate from catcher to first base at some point, like Joe Mauer did, if need be, for a team. So, but I think he would last the duration of a 4 or 5 year contract pretty well. I mean, Yadi Molina is still an elite catcher, and he's 38 years old. Okay. He's still an elite backstop. So it is possible. It has been done. A lot of catchers have lasted that long. So hopefully he stays healthy and he can do it. But who are the 5 best fits? Number 5, the Washington Nationals. They need, I know they've got Kurt Suzuki and stuff like that, but Realmuto's a clear upgrade over everybody. Any catcher. And he'd be a good fit there, a good veteran, bring some extra pop to that lineup, stability. He can handle that 3-headed monster pitching staff quite well, I think. And he'd be a good fit, and just overall as a veteran, as an offensive player, as a catcher, a top defensive catcher. He would really, really help boost that lineup. I think they're going to spend some money this offseason because they're not going to want to waste that 3-headed monster, especially since they just spent all that money to bring back Strasburg and to sign Corbin. So, and Scherzer, I think, has 2 years left, so they're going to want to capitalize on it. I think they're going to be willing to spend this offseason. The Lerners are very, very wealthy folks, and they spend what they need to spend in order to win. And they're a year removed from winning the World Series, so I don't see them, embarking on a rebuild just yet. So he's my number 4 fit. Oh, they're my number 4 fit, I should say. Number 5, excuse me. Number 4, the Cincinnati Reds. They're kind of my dark horse. I'm looking at my baseball book. I mean, I think current catcher is Tyler Stevenson. He's a good, solid prospect, good young player. But again, a clear upgrade here. JT Realmuto. This is the type of guy, even if you have a solid young catcher, that you make the move, particularly since they have another team that has spent a good amount over the last couple of years for your free agency and trades to bring guys in an attempt to become very, very competitive again. And I don't think they're done yet making moves. And they're like one of the handful of teams that have been really aggressive in the last 2-3 off seasons. And I think they bring in a guy like JT Realmuto and you add him to that lineup of those players again, and he can handle that young pitching staff from Castillo to the rest of these guys. I know Bauer's probably not coming back, and Sonny Gray's on the trade market, but you still have a young nucleus of pitchers there. I think they'll bring in another pitcher too to replace Trevor Bauer, and he'd be a good guy to be able to handle a rotation of all different types of pitchers, from a starter and a reliever end, and at the same time be able to get up at bat and drive in runs, move guys over, be clutch, and add to that offense and give it some veteran leadership and just some more balance. So they're kind of my dark horse team, even though they're number 4. I could see him landing there, and I think they're a team that would probably give him if he gets a bunch of 4-year deals, they'll probably be a team to give him a 5th year. If he gets 2 5-year deals, they might be the team to give him a 5-year deal with a 6-year option or something like that, or vesting option or something. They might be one of the teams to do that. But I would not be surprised if they stuck with Tyler Stevenson. No, but Realmuto is an upgrade, and if they want to compete in the next couple years, they have to bring in somebody like him. Period. Number 3, New York Mets. Obvious fit. For a lot of reasons. Again, he can handle an elite pitching staff, and they're elite up front with Jacob deGrom. And if anybody can help ease the transition back for Norris Syndergaard to kind of full health and normal again, it would be somebody like Realmuto. He's really, really adept and good at handling pitchers, especially at the top, at the ace level. And again, he'd be bringing that bat to the lineup, which they need. A needed righty bat. They've got a decent amount of lefty hitting. So he would bring a righty bat. And I can see the Mets making probably 2 big moves this offseason in free agency, and maybe one other one will be a trade. But I see them being pretty aggressive and just kind of striking. They've already brought in Trevor May, reliever, which was a smart move, is a good move for them. And I think Realmuto, I think they're a good fit for JT Realmuto as well. And they need to be, in an effort to be competitive in the National League and in New York City again. Bringing some high-profile guys would be a good, way to start getting them on that path again. So I would look out for the Mets. He is a good fit, and again, he brings a lot to the lineup, and he brings a lot to the catching position. He brings a lot. He'd be another solid veteran to go in there and just kind of make the team better all around. And honestly, if the Mets want to be relevant in New York, they have to make some moves like this. They have to. Okay, that's just the bottom line. Number 2, re-signing with the Phillies. I still see them as a fit. Now, like I said already, they've had some trouble. They've lost quite a bit of money this offseason, and they've already said they're probably not going to be able to re-sign him. But it doesn't mean that they're not, in my opinion, they're still one of the best fits for him. He was great for them last year. And, they have spent a lot of money, too. They've been one of the most aggressive teams over the past 2-3 years, bringing in people via trade and free agency. And they're not going to want to waste Bryce Harper's prime years and some of these other guys' prime years. So if they can figure out a way to bring back Realmuto, they'll do it. Even if it means trading somebody to clear up some payroll for him. I could see them doing that, too. They're still a logical fit. He was really good. He handled the pitching staff well. He gave good balance to the lineup, and it was pretty intimidating seeing him and then Bryce Harper and some of these other hitters consecutively. That's a pretty serious batting lineup. Okay, and I don't think they're done making moves either. They're not done spending. It's like teams like them and the Padres and the White Sox and the Reds and like teams like that have been pretty aggressive over the last couple of years to really, really boost their teams. And I don't see them stopping doing that just yet. So they're my number 2. And my number 1 fit, to me, even though they have a top catching prospect, they're also in kind of win-now mode. And I think they're going to do whatever it takes to win, to catch the Dodgers. And that's the San Diego Padres. To me, it's a clear fit, too. And again, even if you have a top catching prospect, unless you're like Adley Rutschman, who's one of the top catching prospects in a decade or in a generation, coming to the Orioles, this JT represents an upgrade pretty much over every catcher in baseball. So he'd be a good fit for a win-now team, and the win-now team is going to make moves, and I think they're going to be aggressive, particularly with Mike Clevenger out from Tommy John surgery, missing this year. I think they're going to go after a pitcher or two, but if you have a top-notch catcher to handle that rotation and to bring more stability and depth into that lineup, you kind of go after it. He's kind of a no-brainer to me for the Phillies, the Padres, and most of these teams, but mainly the Phillies and the Padres. He's kind of a no-brainer. And Padres, just to me, seem to me the right fit. And if you want to know where I have them predicted to go, look in the descriptions. If you haven't seen my MLB free agent predictions video, it's down there. Take a look at that. And take a look at my past couple of videos. I did best fits for DJ Lemahieu, 5 trade destinations for Francisco Lindor, Nolan Arenado, Marco Gonzales, and Blake Snell. I've done those. They're all in the descriptions down below, as well as a couple other videos. So if you like good baseball content, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and the notification next to it. And let me know that you subscribe in the comments so I can personally thank you. I appreciate you all. You all make the channel better, and I want to continue rocking this channel. And pretty soon, I'll have a different backdrop in the background, and I'm going to have like a professional mic, so the sound quality is going to be enhanced. That's coming in around Christmas time. So there's a couple of enhancements coming to the channel, so get ready for them. It's going to be pretty cool. And but I'm going to keep putting out good videos. I mean, that's I could have the sexiest background in the world, but if the content sucks, you know, it's not going to really matter. So I want to make sure the content is good. Okay. And speaking of good, be on the lookout for the next video. I'm going to go over my 5 best fits for George Springer. He's the next one of the top 3 free agents out there as well. So be on the lookout for it. Be safe and take care of each other. Talk to you then.